Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Chosen ones, empaths. After experiencing the narcissistic abuse from the narcissist involved in your life, you can go through the feelings of perhaps thinking that love's not real, because you gave and gave and gave to this entity, this soulless, decrepit, dusty weirdo, and you were never paid your dues, you were never given your props. So you start to come to the realization, especially in the romantic scenario, that perhaps love's not real. And I totally understand how you feel, right? But the thing is you don't really have to do too much, you see. When I mean you don't really need to look for love again. It will kind of find you. It will kind of find you. Now, I know you may be going through bouts of loneliness, feeling alone. Many of you will probably put in the comment section that you're not actually looking for anybody. And that's a good place to be. That's a very good place to be, where you're not even looking for anything new, right? And that's the kind of stance that I want you to orientate yourself in. Not even looking, not even phased, content with your own company, content in your own surroundings. Because if you fall into swaying towards the side of, you will do for a period of time, you'll fall into the side of desiring a new partner, someone to love, a connection. You'll desire that. You will for a period of time. But if you can abstain from rushing out there and just finding someone on the nearest dating app or the nearest person down your street, if you can try and prolong that and actually start to go through the period of feeling alone, like many of the survivors do, being content by themselves, enjoying themselves by themselves, loving life by themselves, healing, right? Eventually you're just going to align with someone, and it's going to just flow. It's just going to flow easy. Not too much thought, not too much effort. Something's going to come your way, right? I'm not saying it's going to happen in a month's time from now. I'm not saying it's going to happen in a week's time from now. It could happen in some years' time from now. But my analysis and understanding is it's better to persevere and wait patiently for someone who's authentic than just being with someone for the sake of being with someone. Because you've done that, right? It wasn't like you were just with this narcissist involved in your life for the sake of being with them. They presented themselves as a good, authentic, true person. They presented themselves in that way to you. They did, right? But now you're awakened. It's highly likely that you'll encounter other individuals probably on your journey that you kind of feel there's not a connection, or you might face some resistance, you might face some rejection, you might face just you seeing red flags, in certain individuals that you encounter very soon after, or even some time after. But eventually you're going to align with someone who's on your wavelength. And it's no better feeling than aligning with someone on your wavelength. A fellow empath, a fellow chosen one. It's out there. It's possible. And I don't want you to settle for less than an empath. You are an empath. Sorry, bear with me. My chest. But you deserve to be with an empath. You do. Because when you align with an empath, it's totally, totally different from what you experience with this narcissist involved in your life. And yes, you will have certain healing that you need to do to be your best version of yourself, to be with that fellow empath. But they may have some healing to do as well. They may not. They may be more healed than you are. They may be more healed than you are. and they might help you to heal some more, you know? But it is possible. And I just want you to know that you don't have to put... Look, for example, right? You might meet a fellow empath on a dating app, but dating apps are like filled with narcissists. Not all, this not all narcissists, that's wrong for me to say. But there is a lot of narcissists and a lot of deceivers out there on dating apps, right? Or even certain social media platforms. There's a lot of narcissists, there's a lot of deviants out there on these platforms, right? There's a lot of narcissists in the street too. So now that sounds like I'm making it sound near enough impossible for you to find someone. And that's why I'm saying to you, try and ask God, you know? Try and ask God. You know, it's good to ask, even if you're not looking or actively searching. Like, for example, I heard someone say once, you can ask God for something, but if you're laying in your bed not doing anything, it's not going to happen. And I understand that theory. But if you're putting out to God or the universe that you wanna find your mate, or you wanna find your match, even when you're not actively looking for it, you're sending out a frequency out into the universe. However you look at it, God, karma, the universe, whatever your belief system is, higher self, you're sending out that frequency. Thought is power, you know? Whether you look at it as meditation, prayer, asking and receiving, however you look at it, right? However you look at it. By you doing that, when you're in your alone period, you'll have like an affirmative trust in your heart that God or the universe or your higher self or your belief system is going to present you with your true love or a future mate at one point in time. And that's all I'm asking you to try and wait for, you know? That's all I'm asking you to try and wait for. Because when you put too much energy in actively searching for something, this is how you run into the narcissist involved in your life, you know? Or settling. Settling for less is when you run into narcissists involved in your life as well. And I'm sure many of you will agree, looking back in retrospect with the narcissist involved in your life, you did settle for less. You know? They may have presented themselves as good people and stuff, but there were certain signs there that you were settling for less. And even through the duration of the relationship with this narcissist involved in your life, you may have felt at times unappreciated, and felt like you weren't getting paid your dues. Not like love is giving and receiving, but not like love is like just so you receive. But I mean, you wasn't even feeling any reciprocity or reciprocation in the relationship. So there were certain signs there that this person wasn't on your level. And what was the word I'm looking for, if I can remember? You kind of settled in that scenario, right? So all I'm saying to you is, someone could present themselves to you in the workplace, a new employee, right? Who's authentic, who's genuine. Someone in the street you could bump into and they're authentic and genuine. You can even meet someone on a dating app, but I would advise you, if you are on a dating apps, if you go out on dates and stuff, just look for the red flags, you know? Or get to know the person first. Have conversations with them on the phone, get to know them. Don't just rush into something too soon. Basically, I don't want you to be exuding, if that's the right word. I hope it is. Like, what I mean by exuding, the understanding I've got of the word, is maybe it's the wrong word. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't want you putting all of this pressure on yourself. Like, I must find love right now. I must find love. I must find someone right now. I need someone right now. I can't be alone. I can't tolerate being alone. Like, I don't want you to be like that. There's such a liberating power in being alone. And I want you to go through that period, because it's when you truly discover yourself. And the thing is by you being alone for a period of time, Seriously. Some of you, it might only need a few months. Some of you might need a year. Some of you might need several years. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. But when the time's right for you, and each of you it will be different for, and each of you will have a different timeline. By the time that you do encounter your divine counterpart or someone on your wavelength or a fellow empath, you're going to be near enough a really good, best version of yourself. Not the best, but you know, there's always room for improvement. But you're going to be really in a good place, and you're going to be literally really present in that relationship. Whereas if you rush into something too soon and you're not healed from the narcissist involved in your life, you're not going to be present. And you could actually destroy an authentic, genuine person. Right? But by taking time out, by taking the necessary time out, I should say, you'll feel it. You'll feel when it's right. It will just happen as well. It will just happen. You know? You'll just click with someone. You're just going to click with someone. And hopefully, God willing, that person's for a lifetime and they're not just one for a season. You know, God willing, or the universe willing, you know. But you're just going to click with this individual. And it's going to be very easy. There's not going to be resistance. There's not going to be pressure. You're just going to click. Right? And that's what I want you to look for. That's what I want you to look for. So that's why I titled the video, Don't Look for Love, It Will Find You. Because it will find you. You may have to put a little bit of effort in obviously getting to know the person and things like that. But the actual arising of them in your life, you won't really have to look for it. Someone will just come your way. Someone is just going to come your way. So anyway, I've recently started to open up for one-to-one healing sessions again. So if you're interested in that, you can find the link in the description box. And if you'd like to know more about the globe holders of the biggest narcissists and psychopaths, click this video here. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.